A live look from southeast Bakersfield as SWAT team members move into position. We begin tonight with a breaking news alert. Dramatic developments this hour in that case of the little girl who went missing yesterday morning that suddenly reappeared 9 miles away from her home.
At this hour, law enforcement locked in a SWAT standoff with a person inside that little girl's house. Our Carol Ferguson live now near the scene. Carol has the very latest. And Carol, what can you tell us right now?
Lisa, this is a very fluid situation. There's a lot going on, and we're going to have to stay alert because we're not sure what's going to happen next, when, or how. We are about a half block from the home where the little girl disappeared yesterday. I'm going to step out of the way so you can see what's happening. There's a large SWAT vehicle behind us. We've already seen one of those go down. Maybe a bit to the right, you can see behind that 2 remote-controlled robots. About an hour and 15 minutes ago, those were sent down to the house as well. And so what they're trying to do is establish contact with this father who is apparently holed up in the house with guns and who is distraught. We were first on the scene when family members came out of the house at about 12:20 this afternoon. Now, the last I've heard is officers are in contact with the father, but they are not in direct contact. He is talking to somebody else. Crisis negotiation teams are also on the scene. This has been a long and difficult day, and of course a dangerous one as well.
When we got here, we made contact with family members who had been at the house, who said that he was in fact inside the house and that there were some weapons inside there.
The SWAT team pulled up at mid-afternoon, but earlier we had seen family members come out of the house where the little girl lives. They had reported her father was distraught and could have guns.
And then now this today, it's just not Ray.
What do you mean by that?
To be in this situation, him to put himself in this situation, it's just not him.
Friend DJ Nolan said he hasn't talked to the dad in months, but he's worried about the family. Officers were being very careful. We saw some with bulletproof vests on, and they made us move back about a half block, saying we were within sight of a window.
They told us from this point they want evacuation or to remain inside, and I was like, well, you know, bullets go through the windows and walls, so I'm getting my kid, and me and my girl, we're going to head over to my mom's.
This family simply left the area, and about that time we saw Sheriff Donnie Youngblood himself arrive and talk to officers on the scene. This man had told me earlier he was an uncle to the little girl, but we believe he's probably the boyfriend of the child's grandmother. We saw this woman appear to draw something, perhaps a diagram of the house. Officers could only go by what the family members had said, that the man was inside and he was distraught and he could have guns in the house.
Because of the statement that was texted to the wife made us concerned that he may be contemplating hurting himself, and as a result the weapons might come into play.
Now, if you're back out with me live, the last time I talked to an officer who's working on this situation, he told me it may be that the father has rifles, perhaps with scopes, so they are keeping us back now a full block at least because of the possibility for danger. I'm going to let you get another look at this armored vehicle. The crews inside those are really geared up with some specialized equipment. We've seen them going down there with a lot of body armor, what looks like that body armor to us, and with serious-looking weapons as well. It's not clear to me whether that vehicle had been down at the home and then circled around, but there is, as you saw earlier, a vehicle just like that still at the house. This still leaves us with perhaps more questions than we had yesterday. What happened to the little girl yesterday? And we are not getting any more information about that. They're still not saying anything more on that case at all. I am told that the little girl is still at Kern Medical Center. I was told that she was talking there this morning, that the stepmother was there with the little girl this morning at Kern Medical Center. So what happened to her, exactly what condition she is in, we do not know. But since noon, officers have been here at the scene of the home where the little girl lives with the word that the father is inside, distraught, and armed with weapons. Of course, we'll let you know anything else that happens and keep you up to date. We are live in southeast Bakersfield. Back to you.
And Carol, they do believe that the father is the only person inside the house at this hour?
That's what we believe. And actually, Lisa, we were there when we saw the other family members come out. We had spotted that man before who had told us from the backyard that he was an uncle. And we had spotted a woman in the front yard who ducked back in as soon as we walked up to the house. At that moment, when we were there and saw the people coming out, it was the man the woman we'd seen earlier in the house, and then another woman carrying a small child. So those people came out of the house. Officers tell us they believe that the father is the only one still in the house. And once again, he had texted some kind of a message to his wife. But by that time, we believe she may have been at the hospital with the little girl. That text message is what started the officers being concerned for his welfare here. And that's when they showed up. And so they have been on this scene for some 5 hours now. And as you saw, that other vehicle just went down there. We are not sure when they might make entry into that house, but we will be here and continue to let you know what does happen next.
We'll check back in with you, Carol. Thank you for the update tonight.
We wanted to know more about what neighbors heard and saw the night the little girl disappeared. We talked to a neighbor who lived at the other end of the block. Arlene Jondro says her 18-year-old grandson heard something early in the morning.
My grandson said about 2 o'clock in the morning, he heard like a garbage can falling over.
Where?
Outside here somewhere. But he looked, because ours was still up, he thought maybe somebody was going through our trash can.
Grandson says he went outside to check where the noises were coming from but didn't see anything. He reported what he heard to police.
Meanwhile, the grandmother of the missing little girl spoke to Eyewitness News about the disappearance and the fear and anger felt by the family. Jackie Jones said when she found out her granddaughter was missing, her first instinct was to help in that search.
I wanted to go look for her. I didn't know where to look, so I thought, well, if I stay home, maybe who's ever got her will bring her to me.
Then, hours later, deputies with the Kern County Sheriff's Department showed up at her door to question family members. Jones says the Sheriff's Department believed that girl may have been taken by someone that she knew. Now that the girl has been found alive, the relief the family feels is mixed with frustration.
I'm mad, I'm hurt. I want them to find whoever did it and get justice for her.
Again, the girl is in the hospital and under protective custody. Family members are not currently allowed to see her. We'll continue our coverage of this story and bring you the very latest details as they become available.